Welcome back to the channel. It's Parallel Rail. This video called Heaven on Earth. Heaven on Earth, man. Heaven on Earth. If we can just imagine what heaven would be like on Earth in our existence, in our consciousness. If we can imagine what that could be like and what that would be like, then it would start to present itself in our life. And heaven on earth is truly a mindset or a mind state, feeling good within. You know, a lot of the music and stuff that I listen to is high vibrational and try to keep me upbeat and good energetic level, because when you vibing at a higher energetic level, then you understand certain mental states, that I explained from maybe a few videos ago, but it's real, man. Like these mental states that we participate in bring us forth that consciousness. Like it says, seek first the righteousness in the kingdom, and everything will be added unto you, right? So if the righteousness in the kingdom is added unto you, if you seek that, then if you're not seeking that, then what is added unto you? Poverty, these things of not believing in yourself, and your reality that you're in shows forth those actions in your life. Or if you do believe in yourself, and you might procrastinate, you get what I'm saying, certain things in our life that we need to start understanding that we got to take advantage now, because there is only now. Like when I'm not making a video, I'm trying to still work within myself, so nothing is for loss. But that's the reason why, if I am away and I took time away, is because I had to find myself. I truly did find myself. You had to understand who you truly are. And I know that I am pure consciousness, and I am living out, an existence and a life that way I want to live it out. Like one thing that always catch my eye, recently, is just the word universe. Universe. We know us ourselves as, we may call someone, hey you, or you know that person, you better leave me alone, or you're my friend. You get what I'm saying? We use you a lot describing someone else. But when we think about you as in us, we don't think about us as like that third person or even that second person point of view, where we got to look outside ourselves. And when we start to look outside ourselves, we can start to see what are we writing about ourselves, not just writing about others, or writing about what we're seeing take place in our reality, because that's just part of a reality. That's not the whole vast landscape that we can participate in. It's such a beautiful place in your mind when you create it. It takes time. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, but when it does happen, it's going to be good for you. That's why they always say, in this manifestation culture, don't chase, attract. It's because, like, when you start loving yourself, you start treating yourself right, things come to you. Things are added unto you. If you are a universe within your own self, then you have to treat that universe right, and then your universe is reflection unto you, and then it comes forth and bring forth your needs, or bring forth the things that you desire, because you already embody what you wanted, because you are everything. You are everything. I am. You are the consciousness that creates everything. Everything started with someone's imagination. It started with someone's thoughts. Like, our thoughts are very powerful. That's why I always try to speak life into others, especially the people I know, especially even in my thoughts when no one's even around. I'm speaking life about others, because I understand that these seeds are going to grow. And when they grow, they eventually going to show forth the fruit. So many times the nightmares of you dreaming or thinking about bad things came about, so the good things had to come. That's universal law. You reap what you sow. So if you putting out good energy into the world, you putting out good positivity, you putting out good vibes, then it has to come back, because that's universal law. And when you start to understand these principles, then you can start practicing the principles, or either understand or understand the principle, and they be like, okay, I do understand it from that point of view. let me take this approach next time, and it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Life is what you make it, and it truly is. So you have to take the time to detach from the things that you do not want to see and go forth to the things that you do want to see. Like, so much as a man, right? It got us, some things being nonchalant. And for you to really obtain what you want, you have to be obsessed. You have to be. You have to have your attention and your focus on that one thing until it prosper. And then if it does prosper where you want, then that's when you can maybe focus on other things. But you can't be nonchalant, like, okay, this gonna work. I'm gonna get back to that when it's gonna come to me. All this, you have to have focus. You know, that's the that's the name of the game. Is focus. Because if they have your attention, or if you have your attention, then you can pay yourself. But if you're looking other other places and in other spaces, then you're paying that attention instead of paying yourself. You know, because income comes from within. So if you start embodying wealth, then you will start focusing on the wealth within you. You will find wealth in many avenues. You're not just one dimensional. You're multi-dimensional. You're incredible in multiple different ways, but you have to see it to believe it in some cases. But for me, God blessed me in a way to where I had to have belief before seeing many things take place. So that's why I understand truthfully the power of my thoughts, truthfully the power of my emotions. So the mental states of depression and being sad and being these things is more so something that we basically put on ourselves. Like, yeah, something bad may have happened, or something tragic, or a loss, or something may took place in our life, but if we sit in it for too long, then that becomes us. So that's the reason why you have to stay upbeat. Start listening to certain music. you know like, one thing one thing about understanding yourself is you get spoken to by your reality, right? And certain music and certain songs and certain artists, they actually vibrate the same way you vibrating. Because on a certain road, you may not know your path is going to lead up similar to their path, but God don't always show you the full vision. He show you a little snippet so you can keep, hope alive when faith is not there. You know what I mean? But then when you start accomplishing and capitalizing on your consciousness, capitalizing on your imagination, and dreaming big, and start sitting yourself down and start understanding that your thoughts are powerful. So if your thoughts are powerful, don't let random thoughts run through your head, because you got the power to be free from thoughts. Because when you really think about it, thoughts really fuck you up. If you really in a position to really make your own move and talk how you want to talk, you would do that. But if you let these thoughts control you and mold you and move you in ways that you don't want to move, then you're being controlled even by your own mind. That's why when you really understand, metaphysics, and you understand beyond the physical reality, you understand that the disciples are inside your mind. So you have to put these disciples to work. You got to put your will to work. You got to put your fire. You got to put that rightful judgment to work. You got to understand what's good for you and what's not good for you. Because everything isn't good for you on this path. Like, the beautiful thing about God is, if you are one of those ones that you say you are, like chosen one or whatever, right? God gonna make sure that you gonna go where you need to go. Because so many things gonna keep you on path. Like, all your distractions is not gonna be distractions no more. You're gonna learn how to navigate through all your responsibilities and all the things of life that you didn't understand how to get over. Because you got to do one thing at a time, one step at a time. And then when you take that one step, like, there's one thing that I enjoy when I go to the gym is when I see someone who looks out of shape, and they on a treadmill. Like, I know one step at a time, they gonna slim down. One step at a time, they gonna find love within themselves. Like, people who people who go to the gym, right? From an outside point of view, when you see them on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, you see them, saying that they in the gym and they just showing off in like I said, outside point of view. But what you really don't see is that person found love within themselves by them, fighting their demons within them. Like think about it. While you on the treadmill, right? Let's say you're running. It's times when you gonna want to stop. But if you keep telling yourself, no, I'm gonna keep going, then your body, your mind, it starts listening. And it says, okay. And then you go harder and go farther than you ever could imagine. So that's why they be flexing their body in certain areas or whatever, because they found love within themselves. And when you find that love within you, then you know you on heaven on earth because heaven and all these things is within you, and God is real. You see God real. You see God is real in multiple ways, not only within you, but without you or outside of you. People are more nice. People open the doors for you. Parking spaces open up for you. You know, discounts happen. Relationships happen easily. Nothing is forced. That's why they say you don't chase. You attract. You be everything that you want to be. Then it comes to you. So don't judge no one. Don't have slander on no one because you're slandering yourself. You're slandering your own self from your highest purpose, your highest path. Because when you really see how thoughts and all these things are moved in your life, then you will stop thinking certain way. You will stop having road rage. Because when you have road rage, you create more road rage. If you stare someone down, then everyone around you gonna be staring you down. But if you smiling when you smiling at people and you being nice to people, then that comes back to you. Respect goes a long way. Isn't that a saying? Like some of these sayings I used to be thinking about, right? I'd be like, who be creating these sayings? Obviously, I know they coming from different people, but it's coming from enlightened minds. It's coming from people who understand, you know, when they thought one way, it got them that. And then when they changed their thoughts, the renewing of their mind, it got them another way. Like one of my favorite lines that goes unnoticed on Biggie's song Juicy is damn right I like the life I live because I went to negative to positive. Like it's all in your mind. Like first he said it's all a dream, right? First he started off it's all a dream. So if you God, your consciousness, you're dreaming. You're dreaming, so you can dream the dream that you want to dream. Like it may take, you know, time, earthly time, because it's going to take you some time to realize your power and realize who you are. But then once you realize it, then you're unstoppable. It's like the movie Inception. It's like Ready Player One. And we all got the ability to be player one, especially we all are in our own universe. We all are in the presence or in the process or already have waking up to that fact. But one thing I do know and understand is some people woken up to the fact on one nature, but they ain't wake up to the fact that they creating everything. So it was times when I thought I was being what's that called gang stalked and stuff, but that was me listening to someone else, and then I created my reality. So I know that happened to someone else's reality, but I also know that it is a frequency, So if you in that frequency, that's what you're gonna get. That's what you're gonna get, you know. So I had to realign myself and readjust myself and think about the positive things about life, not the negative things about life, because that's what I was creating. That's what I was seeing, obviously, because the one way that we're programmed is to see the world a certain way. But like the movie, The Matrix, it's a mask over you. You don't see that you can change your reality. You don't see that you can change the possibilities of your fate or your destiny. And your destiny is ever changing because you are always evolving. Nothing is set in stone. Sometimes I used to think like, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? My purpose is me. My purpose is to find my potential and without no stress. Because the times I used to do things and create things, I used to do it with stress sometimes. And when I did it, it wasn't at my best, or I wasn't thinking as clear as I should. Even if I felt like I was putting out a good message for someone to hear, it still wasn't my best. It still, I could have been better, but the more you be still and know that ye are God, when the more that you be patient with yourself, you can go where you want to go, and God is real because God clears your conscience from all the evil thoughts that you once had, from your past that you fucked up on when you commit sins, when you missed the mark, which made you do things and made you go down a bad path or a rougher path. It says the devil is roaring like a lion, right? It's basically saying like when you go down this road is like fucking hole. Like you ever seen Alice in the Wonderland, right? The rabbit hole, right? She went to a rabbit hole to understand herself, but it's also a rabbit hole to your demise, which is hell. You get what I'm saying? So if you can go up the ladder, Jacob's ladder, think about where you're coming from. You're already in hell. You're already in hell because you're in an illusion, facing your demons, not understanding that you created those demons from your false belief within yourself, thinking that you're not powerful, thinking that you're not who you truly are. And the fact that you can wake up to this fact within your own self is amazing. It's amazing. And one thing also too is, I know we always speak about, frequency and authenticity and love, and these things is the highest frequency, which they are, but also God's frequency is the highest. You get what I'm saying? So if you in tune with God and not try to be a flaw, you know what I mean? Like, cause that at the end of the day, you are entitled to be who you are. That's why you are the I am consciousness. So whatever you say I am to, that's what you are. So if you will empower yourself, you can be whatever, right? Especially something great, especially if you have aspirations and dreams. But the point that I'm making is, if you sit yourself down and actually let God plant that seed within you and give it time to grow, even if you in that dark spot, man. Some of us, or some of you guys may watching this, you might be in that spot where God's setting you down and you in a dark spot, but it's gonna work. It's gonna grow because God ain't never failed no one. Especially when you put your trust in him, especially when you understand your value. You understand that I and my Father are one, you and God are one. So whatever you do, God do. So that's why you have to do things righteously, because God gonna do you righteously. That's why you think righteous, you think positive, because it comes back. They always say it takes like 21 days for a belief, for something that you create to become a belief. But what if that belief that you created for 21 days lasts a lifetime? Like what if you keep believing that thing? It grows stronger and stronger and stronger, because whatever attention is, it expands. Energy can never be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? So everything can be expanded. Everything can be more powerful if we put out our energy on love and who we truly are. And that is the God energy. So if you be authentic with love, if you be both of those things, not just one, like I'm gonna be authentic, I'm just gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. You have to be love too, because you have to be friendly. Because if you're not, then you won't understand God's grace. God's grace isn't just saving you out of a hole. God's grace is shining your light so others can see your light. So then they can spark their light and be interested in the light, because they might not be aware of the light because they've been in the darkness for so long. Some people have been in the darkness for so long, they don't even know what the light is. When they're around the light, they don't even know. Or it blinds them so much that they just walk away. But it's some people that get a spark from other people's light. And that's what keep driving me, even if it takes time for me to drop a video, is because I understand that that's God's will. Like sometimes I be yeah, I got the energy to make a video, but then it's a over will, it's a overpower that come within me that's like, yeah, man, this is what you have to do just so everyone understands that we are all one, we are all together. And when we all get on that one accord, then we all the collective conscious. It's not collectively unconscious. Because it's some parts that's unconscious, some parts that's conscious, and some parts that's super conscious. And the ones that's super conscious is in the 1%. And then they in the 1% and they're not really sharing the information to where you can eat it up. You know, it's confusing or it's hid in certain tales. But now, like, you know, the spirit is pouring out, so it's easy to eat this food up. It's easy to believe in yourself. It's easy to dream big. You know, your teachers ain't gonna tell you that at school, or your teachers ain't tell you that at school, or your your peeps around you ain't telling you that. But I'm telling you that right now. Like, dream big, think big of yourself, because hey, whatever gets watered grows, even if it's mold. So why not have it be a good seed, a prosperous seed, man? Living on heaven and earth, man. We got to create it within our mind. It's a new year. Some people is in the consciousness of thinking that it's a new year in in March or April, which could be the case. But why not say it's a new year now and be in the consciousness of taking the energy now? You feel me? It's a horse year, so that means Pum, that mean it's go. That mean we in go mode. That mean that we a stallion. You feel me? So I'm not waiting for some energy to be aligned with me when I am the energy that created all things. Why would I wait when it's now and never? Parallel real.